Good morning, Network Empire. Well, it's lunchtime now for me. This is Mike Clay and Sue Bell. Hey, Sue.
Hey, Mike. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, I enjoy these when we can get you or Matt to start really going down some of the technical stuff. We all find shortcuts and secrets,
Well,
so
this is going to be a
we all
very
love it.
secret-filled webinar.
So yeah, I see some of the people like Shane's always looking for a little shortcut because he sells everything. Um, Mr. Hey, let's just go sell 6 blueprints real quick.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
2 blueprints a month, Shane. Two. Count 'em.
It's
Two.
yeah, it's 2 blueprints a month. You shouldn't really sell like half your year in a week. Um, no, I say you sell 10 times more. Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to share with you guys today our development site because for 2 weeks now I've had a request into Ahrefs that we could go live with their data, and they have not approved us yet. So I can't actually put this on the sales page. I can't sell their data, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't all be part of the beta. So the caveat for beta is I can't guarantee that your data will be there the next time you log in. If you log into something you like, export it. I'm just going to throw this into the chat area here.
So what she's telling you guys is you just got upgraded to the beta group. When you do something in beta, you need to save it and export it because it's beta. They tweak something, the database gets tweaked as well,
Now,
and it gets wiped without warning.
there's so much cool stuff here.
Yeah, and you know what? You and Matt have been cracking the whip, having me doing other stuff, and I haven't got to play with it yet,
That's right.
which is why I'm here now.
So I'm going to try a local drill. We should do a couple of drills probably. So if you guys have a topic that you want me to drill into, maybe something that's like medium competitiveness, because the Ahrefs data that we have that's new and cool are all deep inspection data. So Austin, Colorado. How many Austins can there be? Holy my God. I want to do Austin, Texas. So I'm going to drill into plumbing locally. And we'll put keywords Webby as a tag so that we can find it easily later. And I want to do something else too. Laser cutting. That's an interesting idea, Patrick. Let's try that. I have no idea about that one. Now, staging also pulls some sandbox data. And I don't remember which data is the sandbox data. Probably as we look at it, we'll see data that doesn't make any sense, and then we'll know, hey, that's sandbox data. So just know that the data that's in here that's really like key and not sandbox is the Ahrefs stuff. I know that's not sandbox. So laser cutting. And we'll just make that a national drill. And all right, so those are doing its thing there. Oh, that's what happened to that. On. All right. So those are doing its thing. While it's doing its thing, we're going to come over here and look at something entirely different. We could look at smartwatch. Smartwatch is a pretty fun keyword to look at. So today we're going to talk about some of the lesser known functions in keywords, because last time we were all together, we talked, broad brush strokes, not step by step, this is how you use it, but, kind of like this is how you do analysis for a particular concept, because we were looking specifically at the smartwatch and bundle stuff. And so today I want to talk about things that you maybe never considered doing with keywords, right? So the fun stuff. So we're going to look, for example, at the YouTube column. which I can't remember if that's a documented feature. It might be slightly undocumented, but we're going to figure it out here on the fly. Um, so I want to do a filter, and we're going to just start with some UI filter because we need something. And we're just going to show this. All right, so let me just see if I can find that keyword in the wiki really fast, just so that I'm not like, I'm not struggling to try and remember what the syntax for the YouTube videos are, because I know that's not in any of the existing filters. There we go. YouTube competing videos phrase. Well, there you go. I would not have guessed that one in 1,000 years, so I'm glad I looked. I could have hacked it though, honest. So let's say here for a second, I actually don't like that filter. I want a filter that gives me like searches, right? So suggested silos, that's got searches in it. Uses, so this is like thematically relevant, that's good. And cost per click, I don't really care about cost per click. Whoops. I do care about searches. And I don't care about anything else. This competing page is garbage. That can be replaced by videos. So I'm looking for videos that are like less than, let's say 100. And searches that are greater than, let's say 1,000. Obviously, you can make those numbers whatever you want them to be. So I want something that's relatively thematically related. I want something that's got a bunch of searches, because these are searches per day. So 1,000 searches per day, that's quite a few, right? And YouTube videos that are less than 100. Let's just see what we got. No keywords. Criminates. All right. Let's make this more realistic. 100 maybe? Still no. Nothing. Nada. Do I need a space here? I don't think so. All right. So let's say greater than 10. Got 2. So the problem is there's not a lot of, let's just look at these for a second, not a lot of keywords that have got very few YouTube videos. But if you'll notice, these have got some searches, Apple smartwatches and smartwatches compatible with iPhone. Those are like some interesting topics. If you're selling smartwatches, that could be interesting. And the idea is, if there's not too many YouTube videos, you can probably get your YouTube video ranked pretty easily. So what I would do, when you find a keyword that you think you're interested in, what I would do is come over here and just take a quick look at the front page, and lo and behold, there are indeed no videos there. Let's just take a look at, oh, laser cutting, wrong one. Switch these around so that they're like Apple smartwatches, because I just kind of like, come on, change tabs. I just kind of have a tough time believing that Apple smartwatches have very few videos. So no videos there. So let's change our filter a little bit. In fact, let's get rid of our filter for a second. You guys want this filter? I'll drop it to you just in case you do. And so that I can pick it up later, obviously. So I want to reset this filter for a nanosecond. Yeah, redo that. And what I'm going to do is sort by YouTube videos. So tons and tons and tons of things don't have any YouTube videos, or they have only one YouTube video. But if they don't have searches, I don't know how much I really care. Right? So these are things, they've got competing pages. They've even got competing pages phrase match, but that doesn't mean... Now, the other thing about it is when there are no searches, Google doesn't really collect searches for anything that nobody's ever bid on. Right? So it collects a few keywords, searches for a few keywords, but typically speaking, they're in the business of making money. And so they're going to return to you values of searches for things that they've actually collected search data on, which means typically some keywords that people are spending money on. So you'll notice a huge correlation between no cost per click and no searches. But that's interesting. That's got cost per click. That's got cost per click. It's got no searches. That's fascinating. It's even got phrase cost per click, but supposedly no searches. Well, that's kind of a stupid keyword. Cheap smartwatches. Heaps of videos. 500 videos. But I'm curious to see. I haven't. There's one thing that I haven't done is seeing what the threshold is of how many videos there are before one actually appears on the home page or on the front page of Google. So that's a keyword that you could probably rank a video for. Now there's heaps and heaps of video. Are you guys like clued into the to all of the video ranking courses that are going on at the moment? Give me a 1 if you guys have taken a video ranking course, and a 2 if you've heard about it but you haven't taken one, and a 3 if you haven't heard of them. No, we don't offer one here at Network Empire. There's so many of them out there. They're all basically variations on a theme. Heaps of them. Oh, excellent. So I should just tell everybody that you're a master and they can go to you to get their videos ranked, right? All right. So we've got one person who says he's got heaps of the video ranking courses, and somebody else who says they've heard of them but haven't taken, and nobody else has given me any feedback. Come on, guys, give me some feedback. All right.
Yeah, I know Patrick's been ranking videos too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, ranking your own course. So this should give you an idea in your marketing, like what I'm thinking, what I've been doing, well, I should say what Fran has been doing, is looking at the correlation between, where are there no videos or where are there no videos appearing on the page, and then doing the thing that she does from whatever course she bought, and getting videos up. No, you cannot go to Fran and ask her to rank your videos. I'm sorry, she's mine.
Yeah, she told me no. So.
Right?
It's like, Fran, can you rank a video for me? And she's like,
No.
no. No, it wasn't no. It was no. It was a no with attitude. I'm like, listen, minion.
Oh, don't call her minion. Oh,
yeah.
call her.
No, yeah.
She's not on the. Is she on the webby? You hear your ass is gonna be grass.
She was gonna hurt me. I could feel it. There was a disturbance in the force. It was bad. It was bad.
All right. So I'm curious. Like, let's just take a look here. Let me put part of this filter back. Oh no. See, this is why I dropped that filter to you guys, so that I could go grab it back. So what I want to know is thematically relevant. I don't care about the searches, and videos less than, what do you think, 5,000? The filter. Let's see if that gets us some. If we turn it around the other way. Smartwatch is for iPhone. See if that gets us a video. What determines if there's a video on the homepage of Google? Top stories, all kinds of embeds, but no videos. All right. So, does that give you guys some evil thoughts? There's something else that we could do besides searches. Wait, where's my... Oh, yeah, I remember now. Let's look at has cost per click filter. All right, so blah, 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 blah. and blah, blah, blah. All right, so cost per click is greater than 0. Either the broad or the phrase is greater than 0. And just, oh gosh. There we go. And blah, blah, blah. Thematically relevant. And keywords. I don't care about the searches. Wait, get rid of this. And YouTube videos. 700. Let's apply that and see what happens. There's one of those. So check that. This has actually got cost per click and not too many YouTube videos. Smartwatch's price. So imagine if it's got 2 searches a day. Well, 1.5. 45 searches a month. So that's starting to get you into real money. Right? Let's increase that by a little bit. Knowing what we now know, let's make this 5,000. I give you guys that filter too. Fran's gonna shoot me if I don't. These filters somewhere.
So here's something Patrick asked earlier.
Yeah.
Are we going to add a way for them to save their own filters?
Yes. Because it annoys me.
Yeah.
You guys
I
know
knew it was on the list. I just didn't know if it was being planned actively.
You know, if I got all my programmers tied up on this new thing that we're doing with List Activator and the new modules and keywords, but as soon as they're unhandcuffed, then we'll get them to do this.
Yeah, they get like sketchy, guys. I mean, about the 3rd day you're passing pizza under a door to them, they're like stabbing at your fingers. It's crazy.
So long as there's coffee, they don't care.
Well, I let the water tank get a little low.
Yeah, that's not cool. And they complained this morning that the coffee maker was broken.
I tore the coffee maker apart and fixed that mess. No one can complain anymore.
All right. Talal says, no more filters. They must be sold and encrypted. All right. So that's YouTube videos. I'm just looking across the board here. Are we showing all columns? Yes, we're showing all columns. All right, that's my most evilness on. This is still not done. It's thingy dingy. All right, let me come back here to a deep inspection report that I did not too long ago. Ketogenic diet. All right, so let me just show you all of the evil columns here. I mean, trust flow, citation flow. Now the referring IPs, the referring domains, the backlinks, those we had before, but now they're coming from Ahrefs and in the agency package. I think those 3 fields are in the agency package anyway. But these 3 fields are definitely in the agency package. .govs, .edus, and Class C networks. So this is going, these are now for, and they have been for a while, for this particular page, right? This is not site-wide referring IPs, referring domains, backlinks. I don't remember right off the top of my head because I haven't written the docs for it yet, if the .govs and .edus are to the page or if they are to the domain. It seems to me like they might be to the page because I can't imagine that there's only 13 EDUs that link to Wikipedia. So I'm betting that it's to the page. And then where things can get interesting is you've got the number of backlinks and then the number of C-class networks. Now, a little bit of that is allowable. right? But when you start to look at, there was somebody I saw where they had, I'll say 5,000 inbound links, and it was all in one C-class network. And then you're sitting there going, okay, that right there, it was multiple domains, so multiple referring domains, but only like one C-class. And I'm like, that right there, that's a link network. So it points out the link network um, much clearer so that you could maybe, oh, I don't know, report somebody to Google for a naughty. Not saying that that's, but it is one way to get rid of the competition. And then obviously if you look at something like this and they've got .govs and .edus, you know that that's going to have like a huge trust, like it brings a whole new meaning to um, a wicked trust to citation flow, right? And so then like getting above that could be difficult. Now, where you're going to get above that, the way that you're going to get above that is the specificity of the site. So you know that Wikipedia's got 5,432,564,000 pages, right? But only 319 of them are about this keyword, ketogenic diet. So because the percentage is so small, even so they've got quite a bit of authority, you've got the opportunity to get above them by having websites that are much more devoted to that product. They're more of an authority on that concept, right? So this is where this kind of analysis really starts to let you see a little bit further behind the curtain of how Google's calculating, or at least what Google looks at and what they deem to be important. And if you didn't have all of these pieces of information on one page, then you're going in just a little bit blind. So that's the idea with the deep inspection, because otherwise to get all of this information on one screen, well, you can't get it on one screen. We pull from at least 5 different tools, as well as getting the on-page factors actually off the website itself. So you got to do quite a bit of digging. Oh, and the KDI, which hides over here in the end, this is the keyword density, the on-page keyword density. Does not include the metadata. It's just the keyword density of the page. So,
You know, thinking about it, the C-class networks, is that's probably more important after the Gopher update, don't you think?
maybe just a little bit.
Because if some of it gets devalued, you can lose a chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there
Mm-hmm.
in case someone wants to catch it.
All right. So, let's come back and look at laser cutting is finally finished. Yay! Let's take a look. Let's plug some of our filters in here. Just. All right. So, if you had a laser cutting client, services, laser cutting wood, laser cutting pepper, or paper, I should say, or if that's the business that you're in, then check that out. Decided lack of YouTube videos. Wow, how many was it going for? So this was searches greater than 10 and competing video phrase. That's, yeah, being able to talk. Clearly I need more coffee to be able to talk. We'll just look at it. So thematically relevant, searches, and not too many videos. That's what we were looking at there. However, if you'll notice, we also caught things that had cost per click. So that's really, as well as paid traffic. So that's really kind of a fascinating thing to me. Like, that's actual money on the table. Let's try the other filter, just for crazy. Come on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this is the one where it's got some kind of cost, and it's thematically relevant, and fewer videos, like, obviously, like, some of these have got laser services. I just have to see if there's a video on the homepage of laser services. Yeah, that's just like right there. Mm-hmm. So then my question is, look, you've got some things here. Just look at searches, smartwatch prices, price. So price like that, as I look down, like what I did is I ordered by searches, right? So I've got fewest to largest. Oh, that was actually backwards from what I intended. Let me switch the other way. Largest to smallest, and then YouTube videos. So now if I come here, this one is the one that's like the low-hanging fruit in terms of not a lot of videos. So cheap smartwatches. This would be the next one, right? Sony Smartwatch 4. How did we end up back in bah. Let me try this again. That's what happens when I have too many tabs open. Let me switch these around. Ordered by searches. Searches. There we go. And then, dang, there's just like no videos in this market. This is just wide open. Holy giga. All right, we maybe shouldn't show any more of that market. What's that?
I'm buying me a new laser cutter.
I'm gonna go be an affiliate for laser cutters. All right. So yeah, that's
And laser cutters are used in all kinds of crazy industries too.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so you guys get the idea. Let's look at, so let's just take this one for a minute. You got laser cutting machines. Just got a huge price per click. Let's just do a deep inspection on that bad boy because we are unstaging. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Shoot. I lost my filter. Alright, so there was cost per click laser cutting machines. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Do a deep inspection report from selected. So, David asks, sometimes you get this, it's just because there's not data on the screen, it'll go away. Do you tend to look at high cost per click for deep inspection keywords, i.e. money keywords? Yes. So like I have an idea now that I can do a video for that, so I want to go see what it would take to rank for that, because that's just an interesting cross-analysis. It's more for the sake of this demonstration in terms of like, okay, how much is it going to cost for me to rank versus how much is it going to cost for me to rank a video, which is kind of where I was headed with this particular train of thought right at the moment. But I do deep inspections for all of my silo keywords or all of my possible silo keywords, and I will do deep inspections for typically a good number of, like if I'm just doing a two-layer, a good number of the category level 2. if I'm doing 3-level where I'm going to have articles, I'll do it for all of the categories because usually those are pretty important keywords to rank for. So let's just come in here and turn everything on. All right. Is it done yet? It's still thinking. It's done. I don't know why I couldn't find any relevant pages for a couple of these. That's really interesting. If I can't find any relevant pages, then, or when one of the other pieces of data that comes back, then some of the calculated fields obviously are going to end up blank too. So this is a pretty, you got Wikipedia again, that's got some EDUs and some, well, it's just got EDUs this time, no .govs. I cannot believe that the rest of that data is correct. No backlinks, no referring. I mean, obviously, if there's no backlinks, then everything else is going to be 0. The fact that it actually gave me data for Wikipedia makes me think that it's working, but I can't believe that that's correct. It boggles my mind. I'm thinking there was a hiccup with the href. Somebody was complaining about the lack of Mike's jokes. Yeah, that's really,
I apologize.
yeah, right? That's really some interesting
That's
data.
the first time I've ever had a complaint about that.
I don't know that it was a complaint. It was just a comment. That's interesting. You have me intrigued now. We'll do one more. Let's see if it deep inspection. See if it does the same thing.
One of my buddies, while you're doing this, one of my buddies just had twins not long ago.
Okay.
Really cute kids. Yeah, he's in SEO. It's the first time he's ever been happy with duplicate content.
That was supposed to be a joke, wasn't it?
It was hey, they laughed. And my wife goes, that was terrible.
Yeah. It was indeed terrible. So I'm trying to find.
Makes you ask things like, why do they call it Java? Is it because there's too much hypertext? No, what? No? See, my bad jokes are kind of like the Jeopardy music in the background. While Sue's thinking and finding stuff,
Dun, 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 dun,
I make y'all wish you had more coffee.
right? All right. So the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is when you have a profit report, which we covered last one, how to do profit report, right? When you have a profit report, you can use this as a what if. Here under actions, there's the opportunity to edit the business rules. And it gives you the same business rules that you had that you put in when you were doing this. So you can change your conversion rate. Now I want you to look at the estimated profit down here while I change this conversion rate just to 0.5%, right? So we're going to go from 2% to 2.5%, and we're going to update that. And you can see the $80,000 keyword went to $100,000. So this allows you to play with concepts like, so I was using this. I mean, I was doing it quickly in my head. So this is a little bit more for those of you who maybe don't think numbers on the fly too much, because my dad drilled that into me when I was knee-high at a grasshopper. I couldn't eat dinner until I recited multiplication tables off the top of my head. So, and that was second grade. So when you come in here to the profit per sale, we were originally looking at this bundle, and we had a profit per sale of like 20 bucks, right? And so I'm doing calculations in my head and trying to think of how many sales I have to make in order to make a reasonable amount of money, and everybody's definition of a reasonable amount of money is different, but when you think about the effort involved in putting together the website and doing the rankings and the SEO and getting your, like, it takes 90 days. If you're full on in a project, it takes a minimum of 90 days to really get traction in a brand new market. And it can easily take 6 months to really start to get some steam going. So 6 months investment of my time, like full on of my time. So if it's only got a part of my time, it's going to take probably closer to a year. It had better be making me some serious money, because the world is full of opportunities, right? Which opportunity do you pick? So we were looking at, originally we were looking at the smart scale, and we were looking at a profit of like 20 bucks a scale. And I'm thinking, even so it's on a website with other products, I'm just sitting there thinking about how much time and effort, that one silo, what are we going to do, what's the ROI going to be? So here's where you can play with the ROI, right? So as you can see down here, we're looking at like around $100,000, a couple $100,000, $500,000 for heart disease. So let's just think about that. Like, let's put this back from the 165 that we're making from the bundle. Like, that was the reason we went from the smart scale to the bundle. Let's put that back to the smart scale profit of 20 bucks a sale, and just look at how this amount of money plummets, right? From $100,000 to $12,000, right? All of those things, $10,000 to $20,000. So you're a fifth of the amount of money that you would have made. And but it's not just like a fifth, because like, a fifth, the amount, that's basically what we divided it by, but it's the difference between making like $10,000 to $20,000 off of that silo, or making $100,000 annually off that silo. So when I think about it that way, like, that was one of the reasons that we decided that this thing needed more profit. So for me, the beauty of this particular screen is that I can come in here and I can do what ifs in terms of my business model. I'm thinking about, like, do I want to be an affiliate for this product? I can come in here and I can do what ifs, and I can decide whether or not it's a reasonable venture. But I can do the same thing for my clients, right? My clients have got this concept. This is how they want to position their particular product. We can come in here, look at that positioning based off of that concept, and see how much money there is to be made, as well as being able to see that the ranking difficulty is going to be very difficult. It's very difficult, and it's only going to make me this amount of money. The price does not justify the barrier to entry. If it's making me $100,000 to $500,000, then okay, we'll figure out a way to get the traffic there. So, I mean, I still probably wouldn't go. I think that all those things are just, I probably haven't picked the easiest keywords either, but I think that whole market in some ways is obnoxious in terms of inbound links and trust and citation, blah, blah, blah. Like most of those keywords in the health and wellness industry, unless you go way down into the niche terms, they're obnoxious. But there are, as we just looked at, there's ways to find rankings for YouTube videos, there's ways that you could drive traffic on social media, and of course there's always paid traffic. So by looking at what my estimated annual profit is going to be, and by futzing with my conversion percentages, I can look at this and I can get an idea of whether it's going to be interesting to pursue, or if this is just like, there's no way in God's little green earth this is going to make enough money to bother going down this path. A billion years ago, literally like about 7 years ago, I had a guy who came to me and wanted to rank. He had probably like 3 personal jets, and he wanted to get into the jet rental business, and he wanted to rank for all of those kinds of terms, and they were obnoxious, and I didn't have a tool like this. I actually developed the first prototype, which ended up being in DWS, for this tool, but I wished that from the get-go that I just had like a quick and easy way to go in, drill into an idea, pick a dozen keywords, and do a quick thumbnail estimated profit without having to pull out a spreadsheet. So that's the idea behind this, and it allows me to do those quick what-ifs. I can sit down with the client, or I can sit down just in my own head, and I can futz with these conversion rules, and I'm going, okay, like if it's that difficult and I'm having to drive social media traffic, if I'm doing social media traffic and stuff like that, then the conversion rate's going to be pathetic, because that's just how social media traffic is. So then I can look at that and go, okay, it's not as expensive, but it's also, you know, not very much money. And then I can think about it a different way, and I could go, well, you can also do the pay-per-click. Pay-per-click's more expensive, but your conversion rate's better. So you could do something like that. And then, so I can sit here and I can play with that, and I can just sit there and go, okay, we have to figure out a way where there's more profit in a sale with either, you know, upsells or side sells or bundles or something along those lines, and then we can increase the profit per sale from $20 to 165, I think is where we ended up. Yeah, it must be, because it remembers them. And so there's things like that. So you can look at things that way and get an idea of what you want to do. You know, how well is your business model going to work, and which direction do you want to go? And then that dovetails into the killer keyword screens, which are coming, which takes this to the nth degree. So this is a really simple screen, and the screens that are going to be coming in the killer keywords module, the estimated ROI screens, those are going to take that into extreme depth. So that's just a little bit of where my head is at and why we're developing those extra
Do
screens.
you have a sneak peek?
Oh, maybe. I just got this one.
Please? Come on, guys. If you want the sneak peek, you got to beg. You know how Sue is.
Don't have to beg. I just got it. So this is like hot off the press from my programmer yesterday, where the question marks are things that he's still not completely clear
Nice.
about the data, but you can see how it's shaping up. So this has got, you've got your keywords over here. This data all comes out of a keyword tool. You put in your estimated click-through rate, you put in your product price, same variables that we were just looking at, right? And then there's a whole bunch of other business rules that you put in, or you can just take your defaults. You don't have to think really hard about it. And then it spills out a whole bunch of stuff. And it comes over here and it gives you the bottom line. And the estimated LTV, like the cool thing about the LTV is that if you've got cross-sells, upsells, and side sells, then you can, or, you know, if you've got subscriptions, or if you know that you keep a client for 5 years and they come back for repeat business every 6 months, you can calculate all that. You can put that in the LTV stuff. And you can see what that's going to be all the way across the line. So in other words, if you've got opt-ins, which would be with our new list activator, right? You've got folks going into your funnel system, and you're converting them over time. So you've got an opt-in system. If you've got a phone number on the site, you can estimate your conversions there. You got a buy button, you estimate your conversions there. And then it gives you the profit of everything all the way across the board just right here. And then the bottom line, you get to see what your totals are. So so that's a whole lot more in depth, a whole lot more granular. You can do a whole lot more what-ifs and look at all of the different ways. This is just for driving pay-per-click traffic. There's another tab that's going to be for driving search engine traffic. And then we'll have more tabs for like driving social media traffic and stuff like that, but that'll be a little bit later. Our first 2 tabs are going to be pay-per-click search. Right. So do you guys have any questions? Let's just see if this came back. Excellent. Been a quiet group today. I blame it on the lack of jokes. Now this is interesting. I just gotta say, I never would have Ponko.com, Ponoko.com. I mean, I don't know this industry, so it's no surprise that I don't know why they would have 3.edu domains or 3.edu links, but like that's fascinating. And that's the kind of thing where I think, wow, you know, for having 3.edu links and having that low a trust to citation flow ratio, they have done some absolutely horrible spamming. Hmm. The things that make you go, hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
Wonder when was this drilled?
Just now.
Oh,
Yeah. They're hanging. My bet is they're hanging on to the #1 spot by the skin of their teeth.
yeah, I bet they lost rankings for stuff.
Or they've done a disavow. They might have done
That could be.
a disavow. Exactly. They found the secret fiber gig for all those backlinks. That's really interesting. So I drilled into this keyword because it had a really high cost per click.
Well, but that would make sense. Spammers like going after money.
Yeah, but to get above the fold there is not a difficult thing. Um,
Well, okay,
you got
but
it.
there's other things that are really big profit, but the industry is not advanced. It, like the big truck, tow truck services. That's big money, but they are really the drivers are advanced. The drivers use the internet on their phone all the time, but the companies that own all the stuff, they don't even have their Google Places or look the Google My Business profiles registered.
Right.
It could be the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really interesting. You've got positions 4 and 5. They've got a high domain authority, but they've got no authority for the page, right? No links to this particular page. So they're ranking sheerly on the weight of their domain and not on the weight of their page. This company's got a whole lot of relevant pages, so they might be ranking for that too. It's hard to say with this one now since we didn't get results back. But you've got um, medium trust to citation flows on both of these. And this has got a domain authority of 23. It's got a reasonable page authority. Like, they've got some decent inbound links. It's not a complete walk. I mean, it would be fairly easy to get into position 4 and 5. It might be a little bit more difficult to get into the top 3. But this is not, given the cost per click, it's not a tremendously difficult market. Like, yeah. I would go for ranking over the cost over the PPC probably. So just a fascinating thing because it just seems to me like laser cutting services would be a buyer keyword. So yeah, which is probably why it's got such a high cost per click. But yeah, that's my thought. So that's how I look at this data and what I do with it. Wow. So while we were on this video, Patrick just ranked a video for one of the smartwatch terms, a local smartwatch term, and ranked it 2 minutes. So just in case the rest of you were sitting here listening, waiting for Mike's bad joke, now you can take this information and go make money with it. All right. Those are my secrets for today.
There's a band. It's called 1023 MB. They haven't had any gigs yet.
That was supposed to be another joke, wasn't
That's one of those, really? Really? You just said that out loud.
it? At least you laughed. Patrick said, Patrick! Oh, it was a geek joke. All right. I thought for a second he said it was a great joke, and I'm like, don't encourage him. No way. All right. I'll let you guys go. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you being here and for sharing a few really horrible jokes.
My pleasure. I'm here to serve.
All right. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with more tricks from the inside. Thanks, guys.